Hello, everyone. Good evening. So Rajesh ji has already introduced myself, but still, let me just say my name is Sunita Nair, and I will be taking a session today on a particular topic to which which is very close to my heart as well. And thank you so much, Rajesh ji, for this opportunity, for being able to share my thoughts related to mental health in such a beautiful artistic place. It's full of beautiful artists here, and all the more reason this topic will resonate with all of you, I hope, because as people who create, perform, who are the artists, a lot of you will be able to resonate to this topic because we do even the I mean anybody goes through will resonate to this topic is this is something that we face day in and day out. Okay, so I'm not giving too much of a intro around this. This topic is very close to my heart because this is something that a lot of my clients discuss with me as a part of their mental health concerns. And this concern, or this is something that everyone faces, be it at home, at workplace, in relationships, or in any social atmosphere. Okay, so the topic, as you all can see, is softening perfectionism and embracing our flaws. Okay, so everyone has heard about this term perfectionism. We use it day in and day out, for various reasons. But what is perfectionism?
Sorry, Sunita, are you going to use the screen? Share screen करेंगे आप? नहीं. Are you
No,
using? No. Okay.
no presentation.
Yeah, please carry.
So can anybody, I mean, like, let's make it a little interactive also. And since I've been given only 30 minutes, so let's make it very short also. Okay, so what is perfectionism?
I think
Anyone?
all of us can unmute ourselves.
Yeah.
Whosoever wants to. Yeah.
Anyone,
Okay,
in
Ranjit.
whatever way you know.
Ranjit,
There's no
I'll ask
definition.
Ranjit.
Anyone.
To me, perfectionism is utopian. Utopian in the
Sorry?
sense, to me, perfectionism is like a myth, right, which cannot be achieved.
Okay.
And it's like you say the pursuit of happiness. You say
Pursuit of
similarly.
happiness. Okay. Ranjit says it's
Uh,
pursuit of happiness. Okay.
yeah, I'm just trying to say that it's just a pursuit. You'll never reach perfectionism. So the more you pursue it, I mean, you should settle with the fact that you'll never reach it. So then you start achieving peace. So if you feel that you should achieve,
Very ideal description. Okay. So,
yeah.
but is that your belief?
I believe that perfectionism can never be achieved, and
You
it is
believe.
just futile to go behind such. It's a
Okay.
useless pursuit. It's just be pursued to achieve greatness, but you can never be perfect.
Okay. Anyone else? You can just say in one or two words also. It's fine.
I feel
Well,
it's like an ideal way that you set in your mind, or maybe the society has set a standard, and then you
Okay.
try to do it in a certain way. Maybe it's not the way that you would normally do it, but yeah.
Okay. Great. So perfectionism lives in different forms in everybody's head. So all of us right here in this platform have a different understanding of perfectionism. For some people, perfectionism could be like, doing something over and over and over again till you like kind of get it right. And even if you get it right, that may not be enough. For some people, it is about, checking and rechecking and, it's never enough. So the more you keep doing something, thinking that I can get it better, I can get better, that becomes like a obsession with perfectionism. Perfectionism, great. Okay, there's when we especially in our workplaces, we can never have a situation where anybody can say that it's okay even if I'm not doing this work properly. Nobody is going to accept it. But that becomes an issue when the obsession over perfectionism starts. That's when it becomes a issue. And what about our flaws? Do you think that we all are always ready to accept our flaws?
I think yes.
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 Great to hear.
Everyone has something that we don't like in us, but still we have to accept it is there.
It is
And we
there.
have to live with that.
Yes.
I guess
But
this
how
is
many
the
of
way.
us accept it? How easy it is?
It is
It's
very
not,
tough.
yes,
It is very
yes,
tough to accept
yes,
that
yes,
you have flaws, and no one likes it when someone criticizes you or says something, point out
yes.
something about negative about you. हालांकि वो ठीक होगा, सामने वाला आपको बताने की कोशिश कर रहा है, लेकिन आप उससे नाराज हो जाएंगे ये सुनकर.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's a great point.
I think
Yeah.
mostly, generally, it is blind spots that we have. Sometimes we are not aware of about our flaws, but we
Yes.
do have. Yeah.
Yes.
When someone points out, like ma'am was
Yes.
saying,
Yes.
Yes,
Divya ma'am was
yes,
saying, and when someone points out, it's like a slap on the face,
Yes.
right?
yes,
आप
So
उससे
it's
बात
not very
करना बंद
easy.
कर देंगे, आप मतलब उठ के चले जाएंगे. कई बार तो लोग रूम से भी उठ के चले जाते हैं
Very
कि
true.
ऐसा हो गया.
Very true.
So
Very
I
true. It's a
just
very
wanted
tough
to
thing.
put
It's a
my
totally a
two
tough thing.
cents. I think flaws जो term है ये बहुत social और cultural specific है. For example, इंडिया में ये बहुत obvious example मैं बता रही हूँ. इंडिया में not respecting your elders or using a certain tone, while talking to somebody who is elder to you.
Right.
कोई भी हो, आपके रिश्ते में हो, आपके कॉलीग में हो, कोई भी हो, we equate age to respect.
Respect.
Somebody younger to you, respect. अब आप किसी और कल्चर में चले जाएंगे, टिपिकली अमेरिका की मैं अगर बात करूं तो, बिकॉज आई इन माय एक्सपीरियंस हैव हैड अ लॉट ऑफ इंटरेक्शन विद दैट पर्टिकुलर कंट्री पीपल, तो उनके यहाँ पे इट्स नॉट रियली समथिंग व्हिच कम्स इज कम्स अटैच्ड टू एज. So one of the most important culture shifts, for example, I remember जब मैं एक American company में कुछ दिन I worked, so people used to address their bosses by names. Right. Now, that did not mean that they didn't respect their boss. But for me, we have always addressed our bosses as sir, ma'am.
Yes.
While it's not really a flaw, but मुझे लगा था कि यार ये ऐसे क्या ना, this is not right यार. मतलब ऐसे initially when I was not part of the system till then, I actually felt that this would be a flaw in our society. अगर ये इंडियन कंपनी होती, भाई साहब ये तो बिल्कुल भी नहीं चलता. अगर आप अपने बॉस को नाम से बुलाते, you walk into the room saying hi so and so, and your boss will say hello, excuse me, जाके बैठो अपने काम. So that I think is also something about flaws. While genuine character deficiencies are there in all of us, but a lot of it is defined by society, is what I think.
Absolutely. That's a great example that you have given, Parnam. So that's really a very, very relatable
One thing I want to
example
add.
you've given. So in connection to that, what you said, I want all of you to just, just write down the name of one person in your life who comes to your mind right now when it comes to, perfectionism, or somebody who you think, is completely defined by perfectionism.
Okay.
Anybody in your life.
He can be celebrity also, or okay.
Someone you know.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
When you say perfectionism, this person in my life, comes to mind. So everybody has a name, right?
Yeah, so hi everyone. So Sunita, you're talking about perfectionism. In my eyes, like who I think would be closer to perfection, or I feel someone is caught on with that perfectionism.
Any which ways, when you think of that person, for you, he's a perfectionist. It could be in a positive way, it could be in a negative way, it could be in any way. But there's always one person in our life who we know that, is like completely defined by perfectionism. Okay, so everyone's got a name, which means that there's always a perfectionist. I mean, if you have written your own name also, it's fine. Okay, I'm not going to be asking.
I don't have any name because I don't think that I know any person in my life who is a perfectionist.
Okay.
Everyone has some flaws, and somewhere or the other, I can see that. I don't know how, but I can understand that no, this is not right in this person, and this is not right in that person. बहुत सारी चीजें मुझ में भी नहीं है, मैं जानती हूँ.
So typically it is from our perspective, we look at it, whether the person is a perfectionist or not, depending on what is the intensity and the understanding of perfectionism that we have within us. It's always based on that. So let's assume for a moment this perfectionism has a voice. If it has a voice, what do you think it will be telling you to do?
You
The
can't fail.
perfectionism of the person whose name we wrote, or generally?
It's a general thing. Assume perfectionism has a voice. What do you
To
think it
be
will tell you?
to be in a certain way, to
Can you
present
give me some
yourself in a
examples?
certain way. For example, you should be very polite in front of if there is a gathering of elders or seniors with you. You should not misbehave like this. You should be in a
Okay,
certain way at some place.
right.
मुझे
So
लगता है कि
perfectionism,
जो भी इंसान मतलब अगर लगेगा कि वो परफेक्शनिस्ट है, वो अपने आप को भी मानता है कि मैं परफेक्शनिस्ट हूँ, तो वो क्या करेगा कि वो ये चाहेगा कि जैसा मैं कह रहा हूँ
Yes,
वैसा ही आप करो।
that's it. Yes.
वो
absolutely.
आपको
So
अपने
if
तरीके से चलाना चाहेगा हमेशा, और आप इधर उधर होगे तो वो नाराज रहेगा आपसे।
absolutely. So if perfectionism had a voice, it would say, "You're not good enough. This
Yes.
is not enough. You could have done it better.
Yes.
Why are you making mistakes? Why are you crying always? Why are you so sensitive? Why can't you just be bold? You could have done it better." Agreed? But where
Right.
did we hear all this first in our lives? When did we start hearing this? Was it
From
now?
our
Was it
parents,
yesterday?
in our childhood, from our parents
Absolutely.
only,
Absolutely. It all starts from
from the child.
childhood.
उसको
Even the
देखो
person
वो
who
ऐसा
says,
करता है, उसको देखो वो ऐसा करता है, तुम ऐसा नहीं।
नदी का बेटा.
absolutely, everything starts from childhood. So even one of you all gave an example that, I'm a perfectionist, so I want the whole world to be a perfectionist. That also, वो भी शुरू होता है childhood ही से. So everything is something that we have already heard in our childhood. So what does that make? Slowly you keep hearing and hearing and hearing and hearing, and then that builds a belief system inside you. So what is that belief system that is getting built? If I don't score 100 on 100, I will not be loved. If I don't please people, I will be ignored. If I'm not well behaved, if I don't get the good girl, good boy tag, I am going to be rejected. If I'm naughty and if I, have high energy levels and, run around and play and make a scene, I'm going to be ridiculed. If I put on a lot of weight, people are going to body shame me and I am going to be made fun of. So all those terms, rejected, not loved, ridiculed, all these terms get built into our belief system. Now, where does this belief system exist? All these words, I have to be like this, otherwise I'll be rejected. Otherwise, I'll not be
सीड हो
loved.
जाता है, सीड हो
It
जाता
goes into our the unconscious.
है, to our
Yes,
unconscious mind.
unconscious
So
mind.
there is the three levels of mind. The unconscious is where all our deep desires or shame, guilt, embarrassment, everything, all the hurts and the scars and all that we have accumulated goes and sits there. Okay. So what happens? We don't want this to be seen outside. Yeah. So when we don't want this to be seen outside, we create a shield. Okay. And that shield is obsessing with perfectionism. So you know that if you don't get it right, somebody is going to ridicule you. And why do you feel like that? It's a connect to the childhood. The trigger comes from there. So if I don't people please, then people will not love me. If I don't do this, I will get so. You want to keep all this deep down and suppress it in your unconscious, and then we create this shield called perfectionism. मुझे करना ही है. I have to get it right. I can't make the mistakes. So perfectionism does not just come like that. Perfectionism is ambition. Great, yes, ambition. You need to be good in what you're doing. But when we start obsessing over perfectionism, it stops becoming an ambition. It just becomes like a prison. It becomes like a jail. And inside the jail, we are confined and we can't go out of it. Because we totally believe that this is how I have to be. Only then I will be accepted. So the root cause is something else. We just look at, when we look at people who are perfectionists, a lot of people praise them, and it's called as discipline, high standards, and all that. So which is great. But the moment it reaches that stage that, I have to get everything right, that's when the childhood triggers are very clearly working. Okay, so this has got a lot to do with the root cause, which is deep down in our unconscious. May like lagega ki it is just my discipline. Okay, so have you seen people who are overworking and driving themselves, beating themselves up, and finally ending up with exhaustion? They're exhausted, trying to prove every single time कि मुझसे गलती नहीं होगा, होना ही नहीं चाहिए. And they just get so exhausted. A lot of my clients who work in corporates complain about this because their biggest thing is that I have to make sure that I get it right the first time. For some very strange reasons, corporates drive this policy that, get it right the first time. If you don't get it right, then the cost is on the company. Okay, so that's just a very different example. So let's see, at this point, I want to just do a small activity with you. I want you to just take a pause and look around. I'm sure everybody is in your homes now, and anyone in office, I'm not really sure. I want you to look around and see that if there is any object or anything which is old or jaded or which has lost its charm, but you're keeping it very carefully. It's so important to you. It could be anything, any clothes that you wear, anything on your table. You've been just keeping it very safely for years together, and you can't discard it because it's something for you. Anything like that. Look around and write it down.
Ourselves.
Just write it down on the paper. Is there anything that you keep? I could share something about myself. I have a very old T-shirt. I just keep wearing it. It's jaded, it's messy, it's got small holes, but I can't let go. I just love it I just love that, and I wear it also at night.
क्या होता है मेरे साथ भी कभी-कभी ऐसा
Anything, any object, anything.
जैसे आपने टी शर्ट का एग्जांपल दिया, ऐसे कोई कपड़े ऐसे होते हैं, या मेरे पास हैं एक दो ऐसे, कि जब तक वो बिल्कुल ही इस हालत में नहीं हो गए ना कि अब वो पहनने के उसमें नहीं है, या बच्चों ने उठा के उनको बिल्कुल गायब ही कर दिया कि अब आप ये नहीं पहने, तब तक मैंने उसको पहना है क्योंकि मैं छोड़ नहीं पा रही हूँ.
Anyone else?
तो ऐसा कंफर्ट देता है ना आपको कि आप उसको छोड़ना ही नहीं चाहते.
Absolutely. Anyone else?
I'm a big hoarder, Sunita. So I think my house is full of stuff that I don't let go. Starting from albums, CDs, family videos, shoes, clothes, everything. The whole lot of things. So I can't even pinpoint one item. I think everything I keep holding on to it for some reason or the other.
Okay. Anyone else? Anything that you hold?
Deliberately keeping something, I don't think I am. I really like shedding periodically.
Oh, nice. That's so nice.
I I switched cities, so it was a perfect excuse to let go of, everything I couldn't carry with me. So that we did. The one thing that I think I was looking actually, because when you said anything which you can't let go, I was like, yaar, ghar mein sabhi kuch almost na banaya hua hai, kya hi hai, which is old. But I realized I have a bookshelf, which was not a bookshelf, it was an all-purpose shelf, because that was the only piece of furniture I used to have long back, student days. So वो एक चीज मैं उठा के हर जगह जाती हूँ, like it's been with me. I think I got it made long ago, like not even in the 2000s, that kind of thing.
Perfect example.
But it's still there. Yeah, that's one thing I always carry. आज की डेट में तो bookshelf बन गया, but वो it's something I keep. I have kept with me. It's
and I have a sewing machine.
I'm like, no.
I have a sewing machine. मेरी शादी के टाइम का, जैसे शादी में गिफ्ट दिया करते थे। मैं स्टिचिंग नहीं करती हूँ, कुछ भी नहीं करती हूँ, शायद ही साल में एक बार उसको कभी चलाती होंगी किसी चीज के लिए।
Okay.
पर जब बच्चे लोग घर में बोलते हैं कि क्यों रख रखा है इसको, दे क्यों नहीं देती किसी को, काम वाली को या मेरे को, या किसी को दे दो उसके काम आएगी, तो मैं वो नहीं दे पाती हूँ किसी को, हालांकि मैंने बहुत सारी चीजें दे दी हैं।
Okay. So, which means that we all have something that we are holding on to, despite whatever flaws, right? So here I want to just draw your attention to just one thing, that when we are so okay to hold on to something, even though there is a flaw, why does it become so difficult to accept ourselves with our flaws? Okay. So that is one thing that I want to draw your attention to, because while we hold on to so many objects which are valuable to us, holding on, we find it very difficult to accept our flaws sometimes, or even if somebody sees our flaws, there is a shame or a humiliation or some kind of a guilt feeling. Okay, so how many of you all believe that flaws are a part of us, or they are not a part of us?
They are part of us,
That
I
part of
feel.
us, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So
But
does it really make sense to accept it or reject it?
no,
We
see,
should accept it. I think we
I,
should accept it to move forward. अगर हम accept करेंगे तो आसानी से आगे बढ़ पाएंगे.
and just one
But
perspective I have, ma'am. So, I feel that we are living in a very critical world today. The world is, I mean, unfortunately, we are exposed to social media, and anyone can tell anything about anyone, right?
right.
And the access to, I'm sure celebrities are more criticized today than what it was like 50 years ago, because
True.
there's more access to them. So it becomes even more important for you to realize who matters to you. So, you are always hearing criticisms, but I know that my wife's opinion matters, but I know a person who is sitting on the other side who does not even know context about myself, his opinion doesn't matter. So I feel there is a need of an organic or a conscious filtering of understanding who in your life matters and whose opinions matter to you. If they feel that you have a flaw, then yeah, maybe you have a flaw. But if any random person tells you that you have a flaw, you also need to understand that the flaws need to be filtered so that you don't go and go into that mode of everyone's criticizing me and I need to get everyone happy. So it's first process on that. What I do is I have identified who matters to me already in my
Perfect.
life.
Perfect.
So
That's a great
and
way.
I keep filtering that. So and then that means like it's a process of evaluation where you're also evaluating, is he even worthy enough to point out a flaw for you. So the moment you start doing that, then your universe of people who are going to criticize you or make you a better person becomes smaller and more high quality. And then your flaws the identification process of flaws also becomes more qualitative. And then you start becoming a better human being, because that's the quest at the end of the day.
Great
So
point.
I guess that's very important as well.
Absolutely. So, whose opinion matters, whose criticism matters, absolutely is very important to filter it. Great example. Also, here what we are saying is that the flaws that we have, what we are aware of, whether we are accepting our flaws. Okay, so when we talk about that, there are a lot of things that have suppressed to our unconscious. So what happens that we don't want to bring it out. So which is what we call when someone has that issue, we use this method called psychoanalysis why in therapy. So that's what helps in bringing up everything in our unconscious to our conscious working, so that we are aware of it. So all these flaws deep down in us is what is forcing us or pushing us to create this mask called obsession with perfectionism. And that's the same reason it's not allowing us to embrace our own flaws. Okay. So what is that one flaw that you think you have and you have not been able to accept it, but you would really want to accept that, and you want others also to accept that flaw? You don't want others to criticize it, but you want to be okay about that flaw of yours and others also to be okay with that. What is that one thing which you have been rejected? Can you just write it down? You don't have to share it. So there is no compulsion to share it. It's just a self-reflection. Done? Okay. So there is no compulsion to share this. This is just a self-reflection. So if you have been able to write it down, then it's a great start, which means you have brought it out. Something which you have rejected, you feel ashamed of even talking, but you have put it down on the paper today. Okay. So that's a great start. Since I said it's a self-reflection, we will not discuss on that, but it's just a small little activity. Okay. So hopefully, since it's about 30 minutes, I've been able to try to cover some broader points of perfectionism and flaws. But I want to just kind of end the session with a small, not a story. I want to ask you all if you've heard about the Kintsugi bowl. How many of you have heard about the Kintsugi bowl? I'm sure because you see it on the reels and all that all the time. And it's an art.
No.
Yes, it's a Japanese art where they put together a broken ball with gold.
Absolutely.
And keep it there.
Craft on that.
Absolutely. So for everyone's everyone's knowledge, let me just reiterate what she has said. Kintsugi bowl is an art. It's a Japanese art. The Japanese usually do that with clay pots. Now, if a clay pot is broken, okay, a clay pot by nature, it's beautiful to look at, but when it's broken, what do? We just throw it away. Okay, but they don't throw it away. They take it, they put it together, but they bind it together with gold. Okay, so once you finish that, the clay pot becomes even more beautiful, which means even if it's disintegrated, you integrate it. And that gold which is there is going to remind you of the fact that it's broken, but it's also going to tell you that you've accepted that it's broken and you have tried to bring it together. So that's where the beautiful transformation happens. So it looks more beautiful than the original clay pot. So this is a Japanese art. So for a moment, if we imagine that we are that bowl, and we have a lot of things suppressed inside. Some parts we have accepted, some parts we have rejected. We are a little disintegrated, right? So if we develop the ability or the consciousness and the self-awareness to kind of bring together our flaws, our goodness, everything together, and then put that gold called acceptance, there's going to be a beautiful transformation that happens in the overall personality. Okay, so I hope I've been able to stick to the time, Rajesh ji. I tried my best. I want to just end it with a very simple affirmation. Okay, I want you all to just close your eyes for a moment. Keep your hand on your heart. Okay, just close your eyes and just repeat. Repeat what I say. I am human and I have flaws.
I'm human.
I am human and I have flaws.
I accept my flaws because that makes me complete.
I accept my flaws because that makes me complete.
I will approach my flaws with kindness and compassion.
I will approach my flaws with kindness and compassion.
Now slowly open your eyes. Thank you so much for coming together to do that activity. And you've been a great audience and a very honest, feedback on interaction I have experienced here. Thank you so much for being a great audience. And thank you, Rajesh ji, again for this great opportunity.
So let's give Sunita a huge round of applause, please, first of all. Thank you so much, Sunita.
Thank
you so much.
ये important points आपने point out किए हैं जो हमें अपने अंदर काफी कुछ देखने को मिल जाएगा.
Probably these are all things which everyone already knows.
Yes.
But then when you reiterate it in a different way, it gets interesting.
ओके, I'll request शैलेंद्र जी. शैलेंद्र जी पूरा उसमें चुप रहे हैं, शांत रहे हैं, ऑब्जर्व कर रहे थे. So I'll ask शैलेंद्र जी about the feedback on this.
मेरी गुरु मेरे बगल में बैठी हैं. उन्होंने ये कहा है कि बी ए गुड लिसनर, देन यू विल फाइंड समथिंग बेस्ट. तो मैं वही कोशिश कर रहा था सुनने की. जो परफेक्शन के बारे में जब बोल रहे थे मैम, तो बहुत अच्छा लग रहा था कि परफेक्शन को हम ढूंढते हैं, कोशिश करते हैं हम लोग ढूंढने की, परफेक्शनिस्ट को खुद भी बनना चाहते हैं. तो मुझे नाम ये कि याद आ रहा था, हमारी फिल्म इंडस्ट्री में एक परफेक्शनिस्ट मिस्टर हैं, इनको कहा जाता है मिस्टर परफेक्शनिस्ट, आमिर खान. हाँ, आमिर खान साहब. तो उनकी मुझे याद आ रही थी. लेकिन वही है कि लाइफ में या फिर परफेक्शनिस्ट जिसको हम एब्सोल्यूट बोलते हैं, वो आज मैं बल्कि अभी आपसे कह रहा था कि आज मैं थका हुआ था, मथुरा से आया था. तो 2 दिन से मैं मथुरा गोवर्धन ब्रज क्षेत्र में था. तो वो जो अवतार है भगवान का, उसको भी बोलते हैं कि सारे संपूर्ण अवतार भगवान कृष्ण थे. तो जब भगवान ही संपूर्ण हो सकते हैं, संपूर्ण अवतार हो सकते हैं, परफेक्शनिस्ट हो सकते हैं, इंसान शायद मुश्किल है. और ये सभी की राय थी कि परफेक्शनिस्ट सब लोग नहीं हो सकते. और जो फ्लॉज की बात कही मैम ने लास्ट में, कि फ्लॉज को हमें एक्सेप्ट करना चाहिए और आंखें बंद कराकर एक बहुत अच्छा मेडिटेशन, मैं कहूँगा मेडिटेशन की तरफ ले गए मैम हम सबको. और वो जो सबसे उच्चारण करवाया, उसके बारे में मुझे एक याद आ गया कबीर का दोहा, बुरा जो देखन मैं चला, बुरा ना मिलिया कोई, जो दिल खोजा आपना, मुझसा बुरा ना कोई. इन्हीं शब्दों के साथ बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद जी, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद, बहुत अच्छा.
Neeta, so Neeta has come after a very very long time. I'll request Neeta
very
to.
long time. Yeah, very long time. No, I think it was a lovely exercise. Of course, Sunita, she's someone I always hold her as an emotional anchor for me too, even otherwise, because we have such a close friendship. But she's moved into this path and so fantastically. I think even the exercises and the simple tasks that she's done through this half an hour itself was really good. Really good. I mean, I think you start thinking, I think at the end of it, that's what it means. You have to start thinking and being introspective, which is what she has got us all to do. And it's been lovely. Very good session, Sunita.
Thank you, Neeta.
Parna?
So I have never been in a session like this, especially group therapy is not something I've ever witnessed. So this was a first for me, and I think it was great that it started off in this kind of a controlled environment and with somebody who's somebody who's also a fellow performer. And I really enjoyed the experience because we all have, let's face it, we all have parts of ourselves which we hate. We will continue to hate till our dying day. There's no getting around to it. But I guess what we realized, what I personally, my takeaway was that I think a lot of us, me especially, a lot of times I don't find it in me to be conscious about that fault also. Matlab, it's something which, if you say accepted, I have accepted as it's something which I can't change. It's one of those things. It's there. Kuch nahi ho sakta. So I guess that way I'm not a perfectionist. But what I realized from your session, that just being conscious of your flaws is not enough. I think it's important for us to understand that it's okay if something cannot be done about one of our flaws. Unless I'm going around murdering people in their beds, I can choose to live with what my flaw is. Not only just live with it, but try to make it a part of my personality consciously. Like you said, a lot of times we reject some of the things in ourselves and don't include them in our personalities. But I think the whole idea is not only to be aware or be open to accepting that this part is a flawed part of me, but also understanding that this is what makes me me. It's my distinguishing. It's the distinctive nature of my personality as well. So that was my takeaway. I don't know if this was the intended takeaway, but long story short, a very introspective, reflective session.
So, Parnaji, there was no message here. It's just each one's perception and perspective. The idea
Great.
is not even to say that whether perfectionism is good or bad. The idea is to say where it is coming from and whether it's really helping us or not is something that we have to figure out. It's, like you said, perfectionism is leading to exhaustion. We'll have to think whether it's really worth it or not.
Okay, we are running short of time. I'll take just last comment maybe from Parvinder. Unmute.
It was an introspective session, Sunita ji, wonderful, because I think we all perceive in our own way, like anything, any idea. I mean, if it's perfectionism or if it's anything. And as far as flaws are concerned, what I feel is something, we are most of the time not aware of. We don't take it as flaw, like the other person can take it as a flaw, but probably for me, that's not a flaw. It's like that. So, and accepting the flaw, embracing the flaw, I think we need immense courage for the same. That has to be, it's there. As you said, आपने कहा था कि आपको क्या लगता है कि आपके अंदर ऐसी कौन सी चीज़ है जिसे आप नहीं accept कर रहे हैं and others are saying that it's a flaw. So I think मुझे बहुत difficulty हुई उस चीज़ को find out करने में, but then I was able to reach there. But then I realized that some people sometimes appreciate me for that flaw. I term it as a flaw. So I think it's the way how we perceive things. Majorly, I think वो वहीं zero in होता है आके. So
Absolutely, that point that you said, when you think it's a flaw, which means that it is also stemming from not good enough. It's coming from somewhere. That feeling.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So thank you so much, Sunita. Let's give her a huge round of applause again, everyone, for such a wonderful session. Thank you.